Hi everyone, welcome to this Webex One session about how to join a Microsoft Teams meeting from Cisco Webex Rooms. Over the past year, Cisco and Microsoft have come together to deliver a better meeting user experience. Today, I will show you two integration models. I will start from the Webex video integration for Microsoft Teams, also known as Cisco CVI, and will continue with direct guest join. We will see the differences between these two integration models and how they can work together to provide you with the best meeting experience. Let's start with Cisco Webex Video Integration for Microsoft Teams, VIMT from now on. VIMT is based on Microsoft CVI, a solution designed by Microsoft and made available to selected certified partners like Cisco. We might say that VIMT is the Cisco implementation of Microsoft CVI. Microsoft CVI is a meeting-centric solution designed to make Microsoft Teams meetings available to standard SIP endpoints. Being a solution for meetings, everything starts from the scheduling and booking phase. Here we can see a typical representation of one-button-to-push experience where we have already booked a meeting room and the meeting details are available on screen when we walk into the room. In order to join the meeting, we only have to press the green Join button. But now, let's see what makes this possible. If you are a Microsoft Teams user, this should be familiar to you. It's the footer of a classic Microsoft Teams invite, generally scheduled from Outlook. A typical Microsoft Teams meeting invitation usually includes this link only. Clicking on it, we would cross-launch the Microsoft Teams client or a web browser in order to join the meeting. Now, what if you want to join that meeting from a meeting room device? Let's assume we have some Cisco Webex Rooms and we want to join our team meetings from them. That's why we should enable Webex Video VIMT. That is a Microsoft Teams option. Enabling it, we are asking Microsoft to generate an extended invite. This is an example of the extended invite, including all the information to join a Teams meeting from a SIP device. We have an IWAR address and the video conference ID to type through DTMF, and a link to an external alternate VTC dialing instructions page, where we can find the direct dial-in address of that meeting. Those details are there for any standard SIP device, but thanks to one button to push, our Webex Rooms won't require any manual intervention. We'll be able to forward this extended invitation to our rooms, and the green Join button will be displayed on screen at the right time, the right day. This is what we will get thanks to Cisco VIMT. Support of dual-screen Webex Rooms is a unique feature of Cisco VIMT, not available with any other CVI provider. Video participants will be shown across the two screens. When someone starts sharing content, all participants will be moved together and content will be displayed on the second monitor. Another unique feature of Cisco VIMT is flexible layouts, here showed on a single screen device. As we can see, we can change and adjust video layouts according to our needs. We have multiple layout families available. These are just three examples. Active speaker, where we have only the most active speaker on screen. Overlay, when we have the most active speaker in the big frame and the less active speakers in the small frames at the bottom. Equal, where we have a grid view of equal sides. Let's now focus on the Vimt architecture. Vimt is a service provided by the Webex Cloud. We have here represented three clouds. The cloud on the right side is your Office 365 environment. Here you have all your applications and services. Our integration touchpoints for VIMT are Microsoft Teams and Microsoft Exchange. The cloud on the left is your Webex org. There you have access to all your Webex services. In between these two clouds, there is a third cloud. That is totally transparent to you. It is where VIMT integration services run. It is a Microsoft Azure cloud environment maintained by Cisco. Let me show you the call flows. Call signaling will flow from the two Webex rooms at the far left to the Microsoft Teams meetings at the far right, traversing all three clouds. As you can see, it is Cisco standard signaling from the devices all through the Webex Cloud and the Azure Cloud maintained by Cisco. Here is where magic happens, and we interwork and transcode everything to Microsoft Graph language. Those room devices can be cloud registered or on-prem registered. Signaling will always go through all those three clouds. Now, let's take a look at the media path. Media doesn't need to go through the Webex Cloud. Our transcoders run on the Azure Cloud and media will directly flow there. Our Vimt Cloud Gateway will negotiate a single video stream per screen plus one content stream. All calls are connected to the Microsoft Teams meeting independently. There is no cascading between Webex meetings and Microsoft Teams meetings. Microsoft CVI has been designed to leave the media streams management to Microsoft Teams. Still, Vimt is able to receive video streams from the Teams meetings and aggregate them into typical Webex video layouts. These layouts are composed and managed by the Vimt Gateway and made available to the video devices through touchscreen selection or DTMF tools. Microsoft Teams meetings do have a lobby for guest users. Meeting organizers and IT administrators have access to meeting options and meeting policies to allow lobby bypass for guests. Vimt will respect those configurations. Webex Rooms will wait in the lobby or bypass it according to the meeting settings. This is the Vimt Setup page available from the Webex Control Hub. It is located under the Hybrid Services page. The whole setup process takes a few minutes. The very first step is the permission request coming to your Office 365 tenant from the Webex org. We will need to provide the credentials for an Office 365 global admin. This is the explanation of all the permissions required for enabling Vimt. Being CVI a Microsoft solution, all these are documented by Microsoft. You can find the relevant documentation at the URL indicated here at the bottom. Once authorized the permission request, we will be provided with copy and paste ready Powershell commands for our Microsoft Teams environment. Microsoft suggests to wait for up to 24 hours to allow the propagation of those configurations across all the data centers involved with our tenants. With these two commands, we are basically telling Microsoft Teams to include the CVI details in any new meeting invitation. This can be done for the whole tenant globally or just for selected users. That is helpful when running a proof of concept or a pilot, for example. Let me go back to this slide once again. This is key to understand the use case for Microsoft CVI. Enabling Vimt for our Microsoft Teams tenant, our meetings will be accessible by Webex Rooms and third-party video devices. These video participants might be internal to our company, our own devices, or external, like business-to-business partners joining our Microsoft Teams meetings from their SIP endpoints. Vimt is designed to provide a SIP access to our own Microsoft Teams meeting. This access will be then available to both internal and external video participants. But now, what happens if we have a Microsoft Teams environment enabled with Vimt and we receive an invitation to someone else's Microsoft Teams meeting not enabled with any CVI service from any CVI provider? Well, unfortunately, our own Vimt subscription is not beneficial to them. That's why we have developed another integration model. Let me introduce it to you. That is direct guest join, also known as WebRTC access. Well, we are now talking about a business-to-business scenario where someone, a business-to-business partner of ours, has invited us to their meetings. They have no CVI. This is how the meeting invite will look like. No information to join from a SIP device, only an hyperlink to access the meeting from the Microsoft Teams client or a browser. A browser, that's a solution. All our latest generation Webex Rooms have an embedded web engine and are capable of web browsing. We will just have to forward this meeting invite to the calendar mailbox of our Webex Room, and one button to push will do the magic. It is important to highlight that for direct guest join access, there is no other joining method other than one button to push. No IVR, no SIP addresses to dial, only one button to push. Once forwarded the invitation, we will only have to press the green join button on the touchscreen. This is what we will see on video. Video layouts and the whole video experience are different from what we get with Vimt. Here we are connecting to the Microsoft Teams meeting from a browser. There are no Cisco gateway services involved. It is like joining our Teams meetings from a laptop with Google Chrome, or Firefox, or Safari, or any other WebRTC capable browser. The video layout is provided by Microsoft and is currently based on an equal-sized grid of up to 4 participants. Less active speakers are displayed as avatars at the bottom of the screen. Dual-screen systems will display participants on one screen only. Let me show you an overview of the call path. Well, as I said before, there is no Cisco architecture involved here. Signaling and media will be encapsulated into a WebRTC stream directly flowing from our Webex Rooms to the Microsoft Teams Cloud. There is no SIP involved, no call control platform, no Cisco Expressway. It is pure HTTPS traffic. We are approaching the end of this Webex One session. Let's take a look at the competitive differentiators. Please remember, Cloud Video Interop is a Microsoft solution based on a partnership program. All certified partners get access to the same SDK and use case. Having said that, thanks to the seamless native integration with Webex Rooms, customers will get a richer user experience through Cisco Vimt, modern web technologies for business-to-business meetings, a centralized management platform where to configure all interop services, and last but not least, jointed Cisco-Microsoft support without the need of third-party vendors. If you want to run a pilot for Vimt, you can get access to a 2-month period trial. Ask your Cisco partner how. You will just need a Webex org. This can be an existing one or a brand new trial org. In order to improve the user experience, you might want to enable Webex hybrid calendar services to enjoy one button to push. If you want to try direct guest join, you will need a Webex org, hybrid calendar services, and a Webex room registered to your Webex Cloud. Direct guest join doesn't require any additional license. We have come to the end of this Webex One session. You now have an overview of our Microsoft Teams interop solutions, equally available for your own Microsoft Teams meetings and your business-to-business meetings. You will enhance your Microsoft Teams meetings with all the superior Webex Rooms capabilities. At the same time, Cisco legacy and third-party SIP video devices will get access as well. Webex Control Hub will be your centralized management platform for all interop services, Vimt, and direct guest join. Here you have some useful hyperlinks to continue your journey into the Cisco Webex interop solutions. Talk to your Cisco or Cisco partner account team about how to start a pilot. Thank you for watching and enjoy the rest of Webex One. Ciao!